For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Hear silence, then pure confusion. When real youth gets the real thing, where truth from inside does rise within. The most monitored show on radio. We're fearless, we're tough, we're ready to go. Up spin, down spin, front spin, back spin. Anyhow you twist it. New spin, dealing true spin. Up spin, down spin, front spin. No matter how you turn it, no spinning the truth.
Guess why some of our reporters are not asking the authorities the tough questions? We have an explanation from a government minister. A former media worker has passed away, and we have a colorful of the day. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. NewsSpin is on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Don't forget, please like the video, share and subscribe to the NewsSpin YouTube channel and click the notification bell to help the NewsSpin YouTube channel grow. We are also on Power 97.9 FM. We go up until about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Later, I'll be taking your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And Shanti is here, already going through some of your comments in the chat rooms, and she'll be providing us with some updates from time to time. We hope you're enjoying your Thursday. If the likes of the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, who is also Minister with responsibility for finance, also responsible for the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, the board of the SSDF, the managing director or CEO or general manager of the SSDF, do not owe us, feel they do not owe us an explanation for the parading of checks on social media and in the wider public space, then they would owe an explanation for sure to the taxpayers of Europe, to lenders like the Caribbean Development Bank, the World Bank, countries that are providing grants via the European Union, etc. Because it is baffling, shocking, comes as a surprise to Benny. I guess some of you are not so surprised or taken aback that up to now, amidst all the allegations that are swirling around the SSDF, no kind of statement has been issued. Nobody is even hiding behind a press release, farther as to take to the electronic media and show their face on television and for you to hear them explain and account to you. So it's basically they saying to you that whatever you believe, whatever you've been reading, whatever you see on Facebook, it's true. Ivwe, la vérité. And past that, we owe you no kind of explanation. In the meantime, attempts are being made to distract you, to fool you, to delude you into believing that that's not a big deal. When you're talking about the finances of a country, it is sufficiently serious for the authorities to account to you whenever there is even an iota of concern when it relates to the misuse of public funds. You are the ones who are being asked ever so often to pay taxes, especially new ones. And unfortunately, this government, this SLP administration, believes in imposing taxes on you. Health and security levy. They posed this on you. Initially for 2 years. Extended. I remember the Prime Minister haggling over whether it was initially for 2 years, and he never said it was 2 years, but then when you produce the evidence via various press releases issued by the IRDE, he ignores that. You pay VAT. So it's coming from you. You're financing the operations of government. And that would include the SSDF. And as I said earlier this week, if you're an indigent, if you're poor, struggling and you go to the SSDF for assistance, ever so often you'd be told that we do not have sufficient funds to assist everyone. You know the name Fatal Ishmael? There's a gentleman who is from the south of the island that's been calling NewsSpin over the last few years, crying out, literally crying out to the authorities for assistance. My information is, from time to time, they'll provide some level of support to him, but is that sufficient? When you have checks upon checks upon checks, $1,008, $400, $300, etc., going to one individual. And maybe you're saying, where is the evidence? Well, the checks. And again, you're still insisting, well, that does not prove anything. Well, it is for the people who have elected to explain to us, to clarify. The people we have appointed at the SSDF to provide us with some answers to our various questions. Outside of that, you could even manufacture things and say that people are getting checks for $5,000 and $10,000. Come out and explain and clarify. It is not your money to do as you please. It belongs to the people of St. Lucia. We now hear from Titus Previll of the Opposition United Workers' Party. He's been addressing this whole matter involving the SSDF and how the SSDF has to account to the people of St. Lucia and by extension the EU, the CDB, etc. But let me, before we hear from Mr. Previll, go on to our NewsSpin question of the day. And it reads, what will SSDF, the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, say to donors and lenders like the World Bank, CDB, and the European Union? What will SSDF say to donors and lenders like the World Bank, CDB, and EU? And now, Mr. Titus Previll of the Opposition UWP. Hi, my apologies to you. We're trying to fix some technical problem that we have. We should be able to play you that clip of Mr. Titus Previll at some point in time. As soon as we rectify that problem, we will be able to share the content with you. But he was my guest last evening on the DBS program Newsmaker Live. And in such instances, you don't always want to hear from politicians when they're addressing issues of that nature, important issues. And if you're going to hear from them, in addition to them, because you know that they have their motives. We all have our motives. We all have an ulterior motive. But it's what? Nation building. It could be as an opposition party, you want to get into office. Could be as a government, you want to make excuses. You want to distract the audience, remove their focus from that controversial issue and put their focus on things like economic growth and the stability in the country and so on. So in such instances, you also want to hear from civil society. You want to hear from various interest groups in our country when issues of that nature surface, because they tend to come across, or at least we believe, that they don't have a horse in the race and therefore they are impartial. But there are instances, if those people are not going to speak out, you need to hear from the politicians. And in this particular instance, common sense would dictate that you listen to what Mr. Previll has to say critically and you make a determination as to whether it is worth listening to his observations or not. And I hosted the program last evening, posed some questions to him, and I'm in a position, I think, to say that a lot of what he said is legitimate. You can give credence to it. It is a common sense issue that we experience from time to time. A neighbor, you stretch out a helping hand to that individual. And if you realize that that person is squandering the assistance that you are providing to them, you will have second thoughts about assisting them in the future. They will have to account to you. Or you will decide, to hell with that. I am working very hard for my money. Some instances, pittance, and therefore I can't invest my $5 and change per hour in you. It is not worth it. And maybe that's what it will boil down to when it comes to the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. If they cannot account for the resources that are being provided to them by the EU, by the CDB, by the World Bank, by the taxpayers of St. Lucia, then what should be done? So, against that background, there's definitely need for a forensic audit into the operations of that statutory body. And now I think the clip is ready. Let's hear and see Mr. Titus Previll.
Here's what's at stake, Tim. The SSDF, as we have indicated, is a critical pillar in helping the poor and the vulnerable. The resources that go into the SSDF these resources come from you and me, our taxpayers, the government of St. Lucia, the taxpayers who put money in there, the taxpayers from other friendly countries such as the European Union as a bloc, the United Kingdom, Canada, other friendly governments who care about the poor and the vulnerable in St. Lucia. So they take their taxpayers' money and they allocate it to the SSDF in St. Lucia. They make it available to the SSDF in St. Lucia to help our vulnerable. The Caribbean Development Bank, it puts resources into the SSDF. So if perchance the need to account to the people of St. Lucia on the use of the SSDF funds was perhaps not something that the government or the SSDF found important enough to do, they should at least consider that there are the taxpayers of other countries whose resources are in the SSDF for which audited accounts are missing, or should I say audited reports have not been laid in the parliament, and whose resources are purportedly being used in a manner which is not consistent with what the SSDF is supposed to be using the resources for. So you would have expected, at least for those institutions and those countries, there would have been a statement from the government of St. Lucia. This has not happened.
Could this be taking place behind closed doors?
This is not a behind closed doors matter, Tim. The issue of those checks are in the public domain. The business of government is public. A private sector has its private business. Public funds, the government of St. Lucia, the thing that is that can be considered most important for secrecy or should not be readily open to the public are matters of national security. Outside of that, it's a public service. It's not a service of a political party. It is not the business of a few people. It's not your private money. It is the people's money. And therefore, any time the people of the community or the country say, I want to know what has happened with my money, you have a duty to report. It's not a favor you're doing anybody. You have a duty to report. The SSDF has failed to report. The board has failed to discharge its duties. The executive director, the Act makes provisions for the appointment of an executive director. The executive director also is at risk Because you must ask yourself, how could it be that checks were written and the executive director is responsible for the day-to-day operations of the SSDF? The board is responsible for oversight of the SSDF, ensuring the rules are in place to ensure transparency, accountability, proper systems are in place. But the executive director is responsible for the day-to-day management. That's what we know. So how could it be that such checks, and the executive director has not come out to say that these are false checks, that these checks are not from the SSDF? Not a word. There seems to be in St. Lucia today a culture where public accountability is not important and not necessary. You know in what states this thing exists? In one party states, where you have autocracy, where the rule of law does not matter. It's the rule of the autocrat that matters. In St. Lucia today, when I see what's happening to the SSDF, it tells me, and the silence, it tells me that the laws of our laws, my law, your law, our laws, have no value. They are not respected. They are not respected at the highest level in our country. And we are going along merrily. Nothing seems to be a problem. We are in a serious place, a very serious place as a nation. And let us not forget, other nations are watching us. They are watching how we behave. They are watching how this group of people conduct themselves. Are they serious people? Are they not serious people? What is the government? Is it a serious government? Not a serious government? These are the questions that the Europeans will be asking when it comes to the taxpayers' money in the SSDF.
You just heard there from Mr. Titus Preville of the opposition United Workers' Party. Spoke last evening during the DBS program News Make Alive. No longer we find ourselves as small island states complaining about a lack of financial support from a number of countries, what we call grants. Those have dwindled, those have decreased over the last several years. I must assume now it is because of issues of that nature, where we cannot account for the funds of the white people from Europe who are sending their funds to small island states like St. Lucia to utilize, to pass on to the poor, marginalized, vulnerable, indigent. Those funds are put to other uses. And therefore, they might have a change of heart. They'd have to decide that they cannot continue to waste their precious financial resources on those little black boys and little black girls. Let's not blame them on this occasion. We have to blame ourselves. See there, via YouTube, some of the comments, somebody says there, Mr. Special Prosecutor, please investigate why the CIP has not produced an audited report. And another relevant, why don't the Special Prosecutor audit the SSDF instead of investigating Guy JK? And another one says there, yes, grants and financial support from the rich countries have decreased considerably due to corruption. During that same News Make Alive broadcast last evening, somebody called. And we have reason to christen him as the NewsSpin Colorful of the Day. Good evening to you. News Make Alive on the air.
Good evening to you, Tim, and good evening to your guest.
Good evening to you, Shazi.
Tim, I listened to the explanation from your guest a while ago about our vaccine money.
Okay, hold on. I don't just spend the entire evening on that particular issue.
Yeah,
no. I want you to listen to me very, very well.
Okay.
I have Mr. Privile. We have discussed two issues. We have discussed the SSDF, and we also look at the issue involving the fisherman who was lost at sea. He cannot be accounted for. So let's not go on and on this whole vaccination. We have discussed it already. We have had the former Prime Minister Shastny on. He has addressed the issue as well. There's no need to belabor the point, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, right. I'm saying to him, well, firstly, I'm saying to him that SSDF has never had better checks and balances put in place by the new chairman and the new board. And he needs to check it out to see. Right before, SSDF was the cash cow of the United Workers' Party government. They did what they want with the finances of the SSDF. So please do your homework.
Shazi, what checks and balances? What checks and balances have been put in place?
Well, I cannot give you all the details.
No. Shazi made a point that checks and balances have been put in. What are
I
those?
got that information from the chairperson. Speak to the chairperson, and he should speak to them before he said.
But Shazi, if you have not verified it and you cannot defend it, you should not be saying it on Newsmaker Live.
Well, okay, let me go further. Let me get one step further. I don't know if you know that Martinique has an oil refinery. You know what the cost of a liter of gas is in Martinique? €1.90. That's almost $6. In St. Lucia, it's $3 and change, almost $4 for a liter of gas.
Shazi, what are you talking about?
And we are complaining.
Shazi, Okay. What are you talking about? We're talking about SSDF. You're talking about
let me come up to that. Let me continue my statement, please. I'm saying that St. Lucians are now experiencing the best roads they have ever had.
Okay. All right, thank you. You're calling the wrong show. Obviously, you're calling the wrong show. My apologies to you, Shazi, but we can't continue along those lines. No, can't entertain that. And you just heard there from our NewsSpin Colorful of the Day. Good afternoon to you, Jante. Let's find out from you what's happening in the chat rooms. And we await your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Jante.
Good afternoon, Tim. On YouTube, our first comment reads, a society full of cowards ready to fight and kill their own, but can't fight for their own livelihoods. Political parties shower us with their manifestos and what they will do, but when they are in office, the relief comes after you produce a whole lot of prerequisites which didn't surface before. Mr. Preville was very right last night. Over on Facebook, our first comment reads, loose legs with a rat's back at it again. Another saying, question for answers. Why are the hacks have no respect for anyone? Tim, they're waiting for the next scandal to distract. Tim, the Electoral Department never addressed the inconsistencies with voter results which occurred during the last general election in Castries Central between Richard and Roche. I hope these international organizations, and countries that contribute to SSDF are informed of the misuse of their valuable contributions. Another commenter is saying they want to know about vaccine monies, but they cannot tell us about our passport monies. Where have the monies gone? A few comments are reading, they will say that's not your business. Is it Water, who is the executive director of SSDF? Is it the gentleman who contested the Canaries ancillary seat? Tim, do you know why we invest in Parliament? We have a cabinet of ministers. Do you know why we invest in a parliament? Do you know the roles of the Senate? They fall into three main categories: scrutiny, advocacy, and legislation. Is the parliament really delivering what we pay them for? Some news spinners are saying apparently they have enough CIP funds to run SSDF. Instead of helping the poor, they are stealing from the poor. When Shastny was in power, I wonder if he was bullying the previous administration, because just a bunch of arrogant people that's running things now. We have more comments from our Facebook page reading, imagine you all have a protest with 5 people hiding their faces in Mico South, but the minister that you have a problem with is in Castries Central. I feel sorry for my country. PJP is the finance minister. He's supposed to account for our money, but he never knows anything. We have another comment here saying, the hacks are saying Flavo is against the country. The SLP supporters are acting like these crimes are only being done against UWP supporters. That's how much they are backwards in thinking. This is being done to St. Lucia. And our final comment so far, it's so sad some of us St. Lucians pretend we are educated and yet we behave like dum-dums.
Thank you so much for that update. We have some more updates, of course, that you will be sharing with us during the course of our broadcast. We continue with your calls and WhatsApp messages. Once again, 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call on the landline. Let's go to that call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Team, when I heard Kenny, you played that clip with Kenny years ago. Don't be surprised, nothing that happened in politics. I was disappointed. Because I think politics was supposed to be for honorable people. But now, it's coming home. Maybe the Prime Minister is at the master of his politics. Maybe he's trying to see who's loyal to him before he can make his move. So if you wake up next week after Carnival and there's a new Prime Minister, don't be surprised. Kenny, you number one. You number one. Don't be surprised, because he has to now find out who is loyal to him, who will not take the vote to the Governor General to move him as Prime Minister if he make the wrong move. I thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. And this adage by Dr. Kenny Anthony will always be relevant, because those politicians will switch sides, move, especially in the last few years, moving from the United Workers' Party to the St. Lucia Labour Party. Many of you could not have anticipated that. And when it has happened in the past, supporters or main political activists of the United Workers' Party jumping ship and joining the SLP, a lot of people were caught off guard. So this will always be relevant. Another call on the line. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, we lost that call. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let me turn my attention to the WhatsApp platform. This is not a color fool. This is a color deck. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Another WhatsApp message, and this one reads, it is time for St. Lucians to wake up, particularly the color fools. We've been spoiled for too long, and the SLP administration knows it. They're not obligated to justify their actions to us because we've never held them accountable. Your program is flooded with complaints, but nobody's brave enough to take a stand. We need someone to organize a protest to say, enough is enough. Let's meet at the boulevard and march to the PGP office or RF office to demand change. But instead, we cower in fear. All we do is complain, and the SLP is amused by our ineffectiveness. WhatsApp message, and it reads, Tim, take a ride down Miku North, Mopo to be exact. Prisoners not step are now cleaning the roadside. Isam l'argent, SSDF, fini. Again, according to a WhatsApp message. A call on the landline. Hello, good afternoon. NewsSpin, you on the air. Hello? Okay, we lost that call again. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Remember, the number to call is 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Tim, in our news, Castri's Southeast Minister of Tuxedo, we don't see her in Southeast. Take a drive to Sunday Fair to see the road she claimed she fixed. Sarot only got good road under the United Workers' Party. Big up Mr. Guy Joseph. Again, that is according to a WhatsApp message. Another WhatsApp message, and it reads, It is absurd reading comments by the SLP supporters. The SLP government will tell the EU and supported countries of SSDF the monies were used to patch the roads, although they already claim to use CIP monies to do that. Are you all intelligent enough to realize the state the country is under the SLP administration? Are you all aware of the serious implications because of CIP, GPH, SSDF, etc.? People are waiting for over 9 hours to see a doctor at a polyclinic. I'm sorry to ask so bluntly, but are you all so unintelligent or just plain stupid? Again, according to a WhatsApp message. Another WhatsApp message to go through, and it reads, your comments earlier about the location of the protest misses the point. The issues surrounding the SSDF affect every St. Lucian, regardless of where they live. This is a national concern, not one confined to a single constituency. There is no requirement for people to protest only in the minister's constituency to express their dissatisfaction with the misfeasance or malfeasance surrounding the operations of the SSDF. Since the impact is felt across the country, protest action can take place in Anse-Lorraine, Dennery, Choiseul, Soufrière, on Chaussee Road in the heart of Castries, on Brazil Street, or anywhere else in St. Lucia. The reality is that people across the island are frustrated, and they have every right to express that frustration peacefully in whatever community they choose. The location of the protest is far less important than the legitimate concerns that have prompted citizens to speak out. Again, according to a WhatsApp message. And I think we have a statement. Let's see, we're trying to access that statement. We'll be able to access it momentarily so that we can share the content with you. So it is coming from Lucilec, a statement on the July 16th island-wide shutdown. It reads, at 9:03 a.m. on July 16th, 2026, St. Lucia experienced an island-wide power outage. Following investigations, power restoration commenced at 9:48 a.m., with supply progressively returning across the island. Restoration was completed at 10:52 a.m. Lucilec has initiated a detailed review of the event as part of its standard post-incident process. The company recognizes that this is the third island-wide outage experienced by customers this year and understands the concern and frustration these events may cause. Earlier system failures occurred on March the 6th and May the 1st. The first was due to the unexpected operation of a protection system at the Cul-de-Sac power plant, and the second isolated equipment incident involved interference within a breaker. While each event has resulted from different circumstances, Lucilec takes every system interruption seriously. The review currently underway will examine the factors that contributed to today's outage, assess the effectiveness of system safeguards, and identify any additional measures that can further strengthen the reliability and resilience of the electricity system. Lucilec appreciates that customers expect a reliable electricity service and acknowledges the impact that interruptions can have on households, businesses, essential services, and the wider economy. Maintaining the stability and reliability of the electricity system remains a core priority for the company, and significant investments continue to be made in the infrastructure, systems, and operational practices that support that objective. Lucilec apologizes to its valued customers for the inconvenience caused by this outage and would like to thank the public for its patience and understanding while service was being restored. The company remains committed to providing a safe, reliable, and resilient electricity service. The note is coming from the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, and that's in relation to a island-wide power outage which occurred this morning. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world, PW.
on the line, Timothy. I remember a few weeks ago, Timothy, I called you concerning St. Lucia Electricity Services. I did mention that there were 2 power outages throughout the island and 1 power outage in my area, Timothy. And here again, at this present moment, a 3rd island-wide power shortage, Timothy. I am saying to you, there is something Lucilec is not telling us. I cannot remember for the last 20 years that we have had 3 power outages in less than 7 months. There is something this power company is not telling us. I hope that they will finally come to terms with what they're going through at the power station and at what they are providing for us. I hope that in future that the public will know what is exactly happening at Lucilec, Timothy. I will not accept just this piece of PR all the time for this power outage. There is much more than the eye can see. Lucilec need to come out and give us a full report of what has happened for the last 3 power outages. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Over to you again, Janti. Let's find out what's happening in the chat room.
Starting off on YouTube, we have a comment here reading, the SLP hacks are asking about $7 million for COVID vaccines, but refuse to demand accountability for $2,700 million in CIP funds. We have another comment saying, Tim, I think the older politicians who have passed years ago were more honest. They entered politics to assist people and develop the country. Another comment here saying, we need the government to expedite renovation of our National Sports Stadium and HIA. Over here on Facebook, we have a comment reading, Mr. Preville is on point 100%. I endorse his statement. St. Lucians, open your eyes. The reason for these politicians not reporting to us in the country is because they think the country is theirs. So UWP did it, so it's okay for the SLP to do it. I hate this stupidness. Another comment here saying, writer, join the movement. Protests have already begun. I'm ready to take to the road. Another comment here saying, Tim, it's true prisoners are cutting grass on the side of the road. Imagine prisoners are now the STEP program. Another comment here saying, I'm so tired of St. Lucia and the services. I'm paying huge surcharges. It's unbelievable. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Jante, for that update. WhatsApp message, somebody says there he knows New York had a power outage for a whole day last week. And these things happen with a system, unfortunately. Let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages sounding a bit off mic. I don't know why. Maybe we have to do something about this. Anyway, WhatsApp message, somebody says that Tim, the Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, must speak the truth. Tell the people he received the vaccine money and what he did with it. Let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through. Somebody says that look at how Lucilec has responded to an issue that occurred which affected the citizenry. Why is the government of St. Lucia not following suit? And some more messages to go through. Another one, and it reads, the SLP sold St. Lucians a dream that once they voted Chastney out, all their problems would go away and life would be perfect. Now, a lot of people are waking up to the reality that this wasn't true. After 6 years and 2 election victories, the SLP is still blaming him, even when he is in the opposition. I know governing a country isn't easy, But it seems like no one is accountable for anything which goes wrong in this government. Let's just continue to blame Shasney and it will all go away. A call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Yes, Timothy, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Let me also say good afternoon to Janti.
Good afternoon.
Tim, I wanted to know what is this government is doing with our roads. From 2020, those roads was marked, properly marked. And I realize now that mostly all the roads except those that they newly repaired or newly redo, that has been marked. Even right here in the center of Castries, the roads are not marked. For instance, if you're coming from by the market going towards St. Lucia Development Bank, right, St. Lucia Bank, right? There is a 3-lane road traffic there, and there is no mark. Those who are turning left into Bridge Street, and those who are going straight into to the other lane, and the other lane, which is the one going down, you're not seeing anything. Vehicles parking on the other side of La Place Carinage, and you know, when fellas driving, they drive in anyhow, and you sometimes you don't even get space to go through the left lane because it is not marked. All the roads are not marked. The grocery roads are not marked, and that is bad because the thing about it is, when the road is marked, it is a guidance to all drivers and to all of us and to all road users. I don't know why this government for 6 years now they're doing nothing. All they're doing is just remarking the pedestrians. Why not remarking the roads one time? Because they need to do that. Who is responsible for that? I think it is time for people to put themselves together and say enough is enough and have the government to do what they're supposed to do, because that's what we put them there for. Thank you, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. A WhatsApp message, Tim, last night on your show, I saw some presumably educated persons commenting on the deceased fisherman's family, stating that he was not married to his partner and the next of kin was notified. So they were disqualifying the lady and her children, yet they claim to care about children. So why are they paying women $1,000 to make children when they can't look after the children who already exist in the country? You know, and those comments that were featured in the chat room, I mean, those were just ignorance being displayed to the highest degree. Because it's all in an effort to discredit a woman who went on to prove that what the Prime Minister was saying, according to, was actually not true. During that exchange with the Al Jazeera journalist. Why not question what the Prime Minister said, as opposed to taking the woman to task, ridiculing her, degrading her, insulting her? She does not have the right to raise those issues because she was not married to the father of her 4 children. And rest assured, if you dig deep, if you investigate, very often it's a woman who might have been doing that to another woman, you know, that degrading, all in the name of politics. Not focusing on the issues, but focusing on the individual who is taking issue with how she is being treated. What has happened to this fisherman, Ricky Joseph, is extraordinary. And we cannot say that he perished as a result of the kinetic strike on his boat. very likely that that's the reason. But what all the evidence would indicate that he has been missing since February of this year. And any fisherman under any circumstance who is missing for that long, family would be concerned, family would be grieving, family would want answers, and it is the responsibility of the authorities. Those people are responsible for the welfare of the St. Lucian people to display that level of empathy, to show that you care. In other words, to borrow from the mantra of the St. Lucia Labour Party, to put the people first. I'm saying that no one, no elected official, no appointed official in St. Lucia has gone to the family to meet them, and you in the various chat rooms, the colorfuls, you believe that is okay? You also believe that is normal? People have also been saying, can you imagine everyone who is killed in St. Lucia, everyone who dies under tragic circumstances? The Prime Minister has to visit those people? Imagine if Philip J.P. is in opposition and he wants to win an election, and it is election year. Believe you me. And you know he said that he knows how to play the politics. By now, he would have visited Lucilia Charles and her 4 children and other close relatives. He would have done it. Remember Black Lives Matter? Something to do with this American guy who died when he came into contact with some police officers. And we had Black Lives Matter in St. Lucia, Constitution Park. Philip J. Pied in opposition was there at Constitution Park. I think it warranted his presence. It was politics. Dr. Ernest Hilaire was also there at Constitution Park. But you cannot visit, now that you are Prime Minister, you cannot visit this woman who has lost her spouse, whose spouse has been missing since February of this year, and your supporters and the colorfuls are taking to the airwaves. They're on social media defending you. I mean, there are instances when you cannot defend the actions of family members and of friends. You just keep quiet. 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We'll be back in just a bit with more of your calls and, of course, some more updates by Shanti.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
Are you looking for premium quality, frozen fresh at an unbeatable price? Visit Kenty's today, your one-stop shop for wholesale and retail liquor and frozen foods. Now fully stocked with chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken necks, pigtails, turkey wings, and so much more. Visit Kenty's on Chaussee Road today or give them a call at 461-3446. Kenty's, frozen fresh, great prices, and service you can trust. Lucy, let's got some
Prepare for the hurricane season by ensuring trees and other objects on your property won't get tangled in overhead wires. Be careful. Ensure ladders and tools don't come within 10 feet of power lines. If a tree is near electrical lines, don't try to trim it yourself. Contact Lucelec at 452-2165 or 454-6617. Be smart, stay safe.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Epic Events and Events St. Lucia presents St. Lucia Mercury Fest Weekend, August 14th to 16th. A unique crossover event linking the English and French Caribbean. Saturday, Mercury Fest at Pigeon Island Beach featuring Meryl, Fanny J, DJ MJ, and top regional DJs. Sunday, the Boca Run along St. Lucia's spectacular West Coast for a chance to win 5,000 euros. Tickets available at 4circlestickets.com, Bezook.com, The Cell, and 6 Car Rental in the Rodney Bay Marina. Follow us on social media. St. Lucia Mercury Fest Weekend, supported by St. Lucia Tourism Authority.
The very popular Catch a Day is back, and the buzz is going around like a busy bee. And it makes sense because customers are guaranteed 15% off on all Kasha machines. People have been itching to hear this news, and it's finally here. The dates, August 28th and 29th, 2026. The place is Europa Hardware in Massad. The event is Catch a Day for the fathers, men and ladies too. Everyone wants to pay less and get more. This is your time. Vacuum cleaners, pressure washers, steam cleaners, upholstery cleaners, carpet cleaners, floor scrubbers, and more. Don't say if I knew. Now you know. 452-0763 Europa.
Every day, the pain is still there. Back, neck, shoulder, hip, chronic arthritis, pain down your leg to your toes, or heel pain when you put your foot on the ground. You've tried many things, but nothing works. Waiting will only make it worse. At La Clinique du Corps, we find the real cause of your pain using advanced MRI scans from head to toes with no radiation for more accurate results. Our specialist doctors provide faster diagnosis and effective treatment. Less pain, better movement, better life. All insurances accepted. Call now before it gets worse. 451-6559, that's 451-6559, or WhatsApp 721-9950. WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps. Stop suffering. Start living.
Turn up the vibes with Flow! Flow is turning up the vibes with 400 rewards this carnival season. Sign up for postpaid, add it to your internet, and turn up your rewards. From free grocery vouchers and big handset discounts to free event tickets and costumes with the baddest bands. Flow customers are turning up 400 times. Sign up in store or visit discoverflow.co to claim your reward. Terms and conditions apply.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Salu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy, We are your community med store.
An supposé, ça c'est dernier kwas gloa. En temps cette lisi, tant ka wem ka vini pli long, ek pli wed, ek sous glo nou ka cheche. Ek la plia ka tobe pli fort, ek pli te wib. Ça ka dommage kay nou, ek système glo nou. Mais nous sa changer ça. Nous sa conserver de l'eau et protéger sous de l'eau nous. Chaque petit démarche nous point ça wede. Wasko ka travaille ensemble et puis agent pour manager sous de l'eau et ka mettre pour siwe de l'eau en temps qui ka veni. Mais nous besoin si pauvre. Ensemble, nous sa protéger de l'eau nous, santé nous et ka siwe de l'eau pour l'autre génération. Un petit pas ça mène go changement. On nous protéger de l'eau nous et la vie nous pour tant qui ka vini. Pour plus d'informations, visitez wascostlucia.com.
St. Lucia, are you ready? The Kings are back. This August, come experience the excitement of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League cricket as the St. Lucia Kings light up the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Join us on August 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th and 21st from 7 p.m. Come for the cricket, come for the entertainment, come for the music, the vibes, the food and the unforgettable atmosphere. Bring your friends, bring your family, and wear your King's colors with pride as we defend our home turf. St. Lucia Kings, one nation, one pride. Get your tickets now and be part of the action at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
So red, yellow, green or blue, tell me what's that color do for you? If you fight for it like loyalty school, brother, is a color fool. When you twist it into a tool to divide, control or overrule, oh. If you fight for it like loyalty school, brother, you is a color fool. We color coordinated, but conscience disconnected. When shade have more control than you, when fabric rule what's right and the true, then color wearing you. So if you fight for it and lie for it, then you just a color fool.
One of the outstanding tracks for Calypso season of 2026. Red, yellow, green or full, whatever. Blue. If you're just die hard, if you're a brass collar supporter of a political party just because of the color and you're devoted to them irrespective, that makes you a colorful. I don't think Lucian was focusing on any one individual who is a diehard supporter of any political party. She was speaking in general or singing in general. Somebody sent me a WhatsApp message. Tim, look, a lady say Lucian should sue you for turning her calypso into a UWP song. She even says because of you they did not place. See how people are saying into things, reading into things, and that makes them a colorful. We continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Once again, 452-2979 and also for 716-2026. Lucy, like the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service offices in VA4, Rodney Bay, and Daisy Avenue in Sanssouci will be closed to the public on Carnival Monday, July 20th, and Carnival Tuesday, July 21st. Normal business will resume on Wednesday, July the 22nd at 8 a.m. During the closure, customers may call the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433. That's 457-4433 for their account balances. And access other Lucy-like services by using the virtual service desk at www.lucylike.com. Responses on the virtual service desk and my account platforms will be delayed due to staff unavailability. The management of Lucelec regrets any inconvenience that this closure may cause and wishes all revelers a safe and enjoyable carnival. Let's turn our attention to the WhatsApp platform. Let's see if we have any of your comments to go through at this point in time. And of course, standing by is Jante to go through some of your comments in the chat room. Somebody says there, good day, Tim. Colorful was the most poignant song of the season. Boggles the mind that she did not place. Another WhatsApp message, and it says there, Tim, this lady who called you last week about losing a husband or children father, I watched this lady on a live yesterday. She looks very shy and can't even explain herself. But for this lady to call last week on NewsSpin, it was God who strengthened and gave her the courage to call because she has been struggling with life and to provide for her children. It's very shameful on the part of the rep in V4 North not to have paid a visit or provide some assistance or mental help with her and her children in a situation like that. Is that how we're putting the people first, or do they just only need people to protect the victory? St. Lucians, wake up and smell the coffee. Some more of your messages. Let's see there. Somebody has just sent a WhatsApp message. It says, Tim, this is very concerning. The lady said her daughter had a seizure. I hope she's better. What is being done for these children? Let's see if we have some more messages to go through. Another WhatsApp message. And somebody says there, Labour voters don't care about this country. They care about their party being in power. Just ask them, what's the government's plan about anything? I blame the lazy voters who sat at home whilst the country's future was decided by people who are satisfied with bare minimum. They are the ones who always say they don't depend on the government until the problem touches them directly. And we're trying to locate some more of your messages. And somebody says that, Tim, honestly, we finish in St. Lucia. If anything is not done to rectify what's going on the island now, our grandchildren will be the ones suffering. Another WhatsApp message. Somebody says that the Prime Minister and Minister of Education are urging people to multiply, even offering $1,000. With the state of the country and the neglect of persons who are unable and really need assistance, Mr. Prime Minister, are you encouraging people to multiply so more people can suffer? Another one says there, good afternoon, Tim. Apparently that caller missed Shazzy's call. Our roads have never been so good, Tim. Every motorist can see how good they are. Another WhatsApp message. Good afternoon. My concern as a citizen of this country, what I realize is too many young children are being out late on the streets of Anstleray. Very young ones. Something needs to be done about this. Again, according to a WhatsApp message. Another one says that, in response to the previous message read, I think this is a great initiative. Having prisoners help clean the roadsides, give them a productive way to use their time while giving back to the community for the harm caused by their crimes. As long as the work is properly supervised and carried out safely and humanely, it can benefit both the prisoners and the wider community. That's according to a WhatsApp message. And we're trying to locate some more of your messages. I would like to endorse what the caller said about the unmarked roads. I'm visiting for the first time and I have been driving around the island. The unmarked roads are risky, particularly with some of the crazy driving I have been experiencing. Again, according to a WhatsApp message. Another message. Who gave you a Minister of Agriculture in Hills with no background, agricultural background or experience? We do a favor by fixing roads. We took hostile measures and high water with bad service. We raise the cost of gas, groceries, and electricity. We have a 16-to-1 election or mandate. So you're going to see to it that we get our healthy 10K per month taxpayers pension no matter what St. Lucians say. Another WhatsApp message. When does the Ministry of Equity plan to pay the poor and vulnerable people their welfare money? Some persons have not been paid for 2 months. Again, according to a WhatsApp message. Tim, can you please show the people of St. Lucia the houses that the government built in Dominica? Again, some more of your WhatsApp messages. Another comment, somebody says that the prisoners would have to be sentenced to community service. So it's okay to have a murderer cutting grass behind the grass and then they escape. Another one says there, good afternoon. I'm thinking perhaps the Prime Minister was not aware of the existence of the lady and her relationship with Ricky Joseph. He might have gotten in touch with those family members that he knew and those who contacted him. Perhaps the lady should have reached out to the authorities and informed them of who she is and the loss of her children's dad. I hope now that we all know of her, the Prime Minister. What kind of nonsense is that? In St. Lucia, all of those politicians, they have their colorfuls in their respective constituencies. Those people who go in eavesdropping, listening to the conversations of other people and then picking up their phones because credit is being provided by those politicians, and they report to those politicians what is being said about them. So don't tell me that no one in that community, don't tell me that the officials were not aware that Lucilia James, or Charles, sorry, is the spouse of Ricky Joseph. No one in the community knows that she has 10 children. The police conducted the investigation. The police, I'm sure, would have been aware of the next of kin, the girlfriend or the spouse and the children and so on. So the Prime Minister gets his daily briefings. He knew. And to add insult to injury, when Al Jazeera's Josh Rushing was interrogating the Prime Minister, when he said that, are you aware that we met the family, we know their names, etc., etc. Remember how the Prime Minister got on as if he had done so much for the family, prompting Lucilia Charles to call NewsSpin and to say that indeed was not the case. So the Prime Minister was very much aware, and if he was not aware that he had a spouse, he had children, it was his responsibility, is that of the relevant authorities, the people at the various government ministries, etc., the schools, I'm sure that the children attend. Somehow that information would filter down to the Prime Minister. Because remember, the Prime Minister and the St. Lucia Labour Party is all about putting the people first. And he could only know about the plight of the people if you inquire, if you try to find out what is hurting them, what is affecting them, how are they being impacted. I mean, this thing was widely reported, widely circulated, if not in the local, regional, international press. And talking about the press, let me take this opportunity to play you a statement, a comment that was made at the pre-cabinet press briefing this week by Dr. Ernest Hilaire, Deputy Prime Minister of St. Lucia and former Minister with responsibility for information and broadcasting, addressing a particular issue.
You know, some people would say, oh, the journalists will ask you.
You see, when those reporters attend and participate in those press briefings, and they're not asking what you, members of the public, deem to be the appropriate questions on your behalf, it's for a particular reason. And let's listen to Dr. Ernest Hilaire.
You know, some people would say, oh, the journalists will ask you all hard questions. They should have asked you all A, B, C, D. Hello. But if the journalists didn't ask it because they don't feel the public is putting that forward, it might be the agenda of some people, a few people, but it might not be the public's agenda. So that's why I don't really listen to some of the criticisms of the journalists, that they're not asking hard enough questions. I'm sure if when you go around Castries, around St. Lucia, you all hear people talking vigorously about issues, you'll come here and ask it.
So the questions asked are normally in the basis of feeling the pulse of the people. Is on that basis that journalists would normally ask questions, pose questions to the relevant authorities. That's not how it works, Mr. Minister. Because there are occasions when journalists / reporters, they know more of what is happening in the country, in the society, than ordinary citizens. Remember, they are there to inform the citizenry. They are there to enlighten the citizenry. So very often they do not take their cue from citizens. Citizens happens the other way around. Citizens very often, 9 out of 10 times, take their cue from journalists and reporters. Let's turn our attention to you now. Shanti, let's find out what's happening in the chat rooms.
Starting off on YouTube, our first comment reads, "But caller, it's not only Lucelek, it's about all of us, overloading the electrical system." Instead of resuming the Urinora Airport redevelopment project, PJP went to Dominica to celebrate the opening of their airport with his comrade. So the colorfuls now want to compare a $7 million purchase for vaccines, where more than 50% was recovered, to potentially hundreds of millions of dollars unaccounted for from the CIP. Wow, just wow. Another YouTube comment here reading, "Healthcare horrors. You speak about it, you are a flubble. And the labor hacks feel like they have free reign to attack you." Over on Facebook, our first comment reads, "Caller, people don't eat roads." Timothy, the comment about the location of the protest misses the point. That person is a colorful. The issues surrounding the SSDF affect every St. Lucian, regardless of where they live. This is a national concern, not one confined to a single constituency. Lucia is between a rock and a hard place. We have another comment here saying, "Tim, we want to hear from the Prime Minister to tell St. Lucians about the RF fiasco. So is the PM taking Lucians for a ride?" When was the elections again? The silence surrounding the affairs of the SSDF should concern every citizen in St. Lucia. When an organization entrusted with public funds fails to provide clear and timely information, and there is no public statement from its board, executive, or the government, it is natural for people to start asking questions. A few comments are reading, "But I thought their motto was Philip Cares." Timothy, are you aware that Ricky's parents are deceased? As far as I know, he has 2 surviving brothers, while his uncles have also passed away. His ultimate family consists of his common-law wife and their children. You're so right, Tim. Some NewsSpinners are saying, "Tim, the lady is the mother and legal guardian of the fishermen's 4 children. She's the first point of contact to provide assistance, whether financial, counseling, etc. This is crazy for anyone to discount the mother as the first point of contact for the government. Hypocrite suits them to a T, blinded by color. So no one is the next of kin because they contacted no one." We have more comments from our Facebook page reading, "Too many people forming a government in St. Lucia. Every supporter is a government minister. These labours keep defending everything that's not good. Don't blame them, not intelligent enough to know the difference between good and bad. Lucians, take this as a warning and get rid of this government before Hurricane Labour strikes the country." We have another comment here saying, "Just can't understand how she didn't. Please, shaking my head. There are many colorfuls in St. Lucia." And our final comment, "Things are getting hot in St. Lucia. It's not even election season, but the government is holding market step meetings."
Thank you so much, Jante, for that update. A WhatsApp message. "Tim, the young lady and the children need counseling. The parish priest visited her You can feel the void and also see the sadness with the mother and the children. The priest gave them hampers and promised to visit them to help in doing counseling. At this time, let's pay tribute to a former media worker, and he retired from the Government Information Service, which went on to be known as NTN, in 2005. His name is Norman Shalmine, and my information is he passed away last evening at the age of 89. I think he lived at Lance Road. So condolences to the family of Mr. Norman Shalmine, who passed away last evening at the age of 89, retired from the Government Information Service sometime in 2005. He'd have served at the GIS and NTN for several decades. He was also a musician. Somebody sent me a clip of Norman Shalmine playing the violin a few years ago when he was celebrating his birthday. Let's take in some of the entertainment as we, at the same time, extend condolences and mourn over the passing of Norman Shalmine. Well-known musician and also former employee of GIS/NTN, Norman Shalmine, playing the violin there a few years ago as he was celebrating his birthday. He unfortunately passed away last evening at the age of 89. Condolences to the family. The broadcast continues in just a moment. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
Every day, the pain is still there. Back, neck, shoulder, hip, chronic arthritis, pain down your leg to your toes, or heel pain when you put your foot on the ground. You've tried many things, but nothing works. Waiting will only make it worse. At La Clinique du Corps, we find the real cause of your pain using advanced MRI scans from head to toes with no radiation for more accurate results. Our specialist doctors provide faster diagnosis and effective treatment. Less pain, better movement, better life. All insurances accepted. Call now before it gets worse. 451-6559, that's 451-6559, or WhatsApp 721-9950. WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique de Corps. Stop suffering. Start living.
We ready for the road, we ready for the road, we First National, your next move bold. We ready for the road, we ready for the road, we First National, your next move bold. Get ready for your next ride with the drive ahead from First National Bank. Enjoy up to 100% financing and rock bottom interest rates on new vehicle loans. Because we're not only here for you, we're driving ahead. We're ready for the road. We First National Bank, your next move bold. Visit one of our partner dealerships, any First National Bank branch or firstnationalbankonline.com today. Promotion runs through November 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you looking for premium quality, frozen fresh at an unbeatable price? Visit Kenty's today, your one-stop shop for wholesale and retail liquor and frozen foods. Now fully stocked with chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken necks, pigtails, turkey wings, and so much more. Visit Kenty's on Chaussee Road today or give them a call at 461-3446. Kenty's, frozen fresh, great prices, and service you can trust.
Lucilec averti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone ça là. Mi un petit commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire ou. Priez Lucilec avant ou trim et bien couper pied bois qui pouet ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout d'outils ou ka servi pas venir moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben outils qui ka servi courant électrique. Des wall côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça c'était en commission hors Lucilec.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you. Keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliothèque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road V4 at 454-6555.
Stop paying full price. With Flow, you can slash your bill in half. You heard right. Cut your mobile bill in half when you add mobile to internet. That's the most reliable Wi-Fi at home. Plus, all the data you need on the go. So don't wait. Double your connection and double your value for half the price. Add mobile to internet today. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
St. Lucia, are you ready? The Kings are back. This August, come experience the excitement of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League cricket as the St. Lucia Kings light up the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Join us on August 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th and 21st from 7 p.m. Come for the cricket, come for the entertainment, come for the music, the vibes, the food and the unforgettable atmosphere. Bring your friends, bring your family, and wear your King's colors with pride as we defend our home turf. St. Lucia Kings, one nation, one pride. Get your tickets now and be part of the action at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Ouais, messieurs, aujourd'hui, moi la KSP plein bon glow. Si t'en l'en pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, mais money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli mer pour pomme pour cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Prendre pomme yo c'est Léo. Pomme ça c'est major. Ils bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moins actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pomme glo Léo en de couleur neuf, orange et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
epic events and events St. Lucia presents St. Lucia Mercury Fest Weekend, August 14th to 16th. A unique crossover event linking the English and French Caribbean. Saturday, Mercury Fest at Pigeon Island Beach featuring Merrill, Fanny J, DJ MJ, and top regional DJs. Sunday, the Boca Run along St. Lucia's spectacular West Coast for a chance to win 5,000 euros. Tickets available at fourcirclestickets.com, bzook.com, The Cell, and 6 Car Rental in the Rodney Bay Marina. Follow us on social media. St. Lucia Mercury Fest Weekend, supported by St. Lucia Tourism Authority.
A man sing a song, brr, brr, bra, brigadig brag, whatever in nonsense. Whole day idea leaking that. You give him $40,000. A man sing a song, brr, brr, bra, brigadig brag, whatever in nonsense. Whole day idea leaking that. You give him $40,000.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. I think we'll take at least one final call and then we'll have our NewsSpin news of the day. And somebody says that I know the ministry made payments for June, the Ministry of Equity, with regard to public assistance payments. I'm unaware of clients of the public assistance program not getting paid, but I will consider the situation. Okay, so let's see there if we can go through some of your WhatsApp messages as we're getting all set to conclude the broadcast. And somebody says there, Mr. Prime Minister, you're looking not so smart. How can you try to answer a question with a question? Just answer the question straight up or straight stop playing games. Shaking my head. Another WhatsApp message. I feel like people lack empathy in St. Lucia, especially those that are in a position to help the ones who are struggling with the very everyday basic needs. These so-called ministers are just living large all over St. Lucia, while the neighbor next door has no sugar to sweeten their tea. It is sickening. A WhatsApp message. Even somebody will tell you, man, why sugar? Sugar is not good for you. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. It says they're responding to the WhatsApp message about the prisoner program. I support properly supervised prison work programs, not allowing dangerous prisoners to roam freely. The possibility of escape is a security issue that should be addressed through careful risk assessments, adequate guards, restraints where appropriate, and limiting these programs to prisoners who qualify. One security failure does not mean every supervised community work program is a bad idea. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Another WhatsApp message, and this one, it reads, that topic seems to be dying out. The Prime Minister stayed quiet like it's okay. Checks for sex. Bravo. Tim, we have Chinese working for Wasco now. Well, the Prime Minister said he did more for the family than to visit. And let me turn my attention to another WhatsApp message. And this one reads, I'm sure if they spoke to the next of kin, they would have told them about the children. The hacks are just looking for excuses for the one who purports to put people first. We have our NewsSpin news of the day. And the NewsSpin news of the day reads, nurse in Japan arrested over patient's death. Allegedly injected stool into IV. Nurse in Japan arrested over patient's death. Allegedly injected stool into IV. That is the NewsSpin news of the day. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the NewsSpin YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the NewsSpin YouTube channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.